Hey everyone, I was Sponton007 here. Before I start, just go to the right, click that little yellow subscribe button. Hey, thanks. Now, I'm here today to do my John Morrison Rockstar DVD review. Now this is going to be a video response to Gemini, just because I like his videos, and I agree with lots of his stuff. Mainly this DVD is very kiddie, um, but I don't agree that the matches weren't that good. Like, he said he skipped over, fast forwarded to the CM Punk match. That was actually not a bad match. I didn't mind it. It was like the third best match on the DVD. Um, yeah, the DVD seems like more of a popularity boost for Morrison, because it's at the moment it sort of seems like he's nearing a world title reign. Fingers crossed, because I'm a huge John Morrison mark. It shows a little bit about his life, not much, just about how he serves and his workout and stuff, which was really for the kids, just to get his popularity with them. Same with the 10 questions, but there was one question. Oh, no, I wanted to know like who he idols. Who is more? You'd think it's like a John Morrison. He says Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee, but I'm looking more at wrestlers because he used to, as he said, he used to watch wrestling as a kid. Um, but yeah, as I was saying, he's more like a popularity boost because at the moment he's versing McIntyre, who's not really much of a wrestler, and he was versing main eventers like CM Punk, Jeff Hardy, Mysterio, Edge, Chris Jericho, DX, and now he's just versing mid carders. He even had a world title match on this DVD, which was a good match, but we'll get into that later. Um, and I was a bit disappointed. It was only one disc. That they could have done with some Nitro stuff, but as I said, it's really just a DVD to put Morrison over to the crowd because he was a pretty big heel for a while on Raw and ECW as Eminem and Johnny Nitro with Melina, who is still going out with him. Yeah, so let's go to the matches. It starts off with John Morrison versus CM Punk on ECW. Oh, it's an alright match. Um, Third best match on the DVD. I got, as Gemini said, I didn't really watch it myself. I didn't skim over it. I watched it, but I was sort of on the internet at the same time. They gave it a 3 3/4 stars, thanks to Dave Meltzer. Next match, John Morrison and The Miz versus DX. This was Raw, like 08. I gave this 3 stars. Nothing much happened. It was a pretty cool. Um, John Morrison did tuned up the band and then hit a sweet chin music on Triple H. That was pretty cool. And then DX and then John Morrison and The Miz did a DX crutch chop, which was cool. That gave him a lot of heat. Uh, Next match was versing Evan Bourne. This was John Morrison's last match from ECW before he got traded to SmackDown. This match was pretty good, fast paced, as Evan Bourne's matches are. Gave it a 3 1/4 stars. Next match, John Morrison versus Chris Jericho on Superstars. This wasn't a bad match. It's really just a match for John Morrison to get over with the crowd. And yeah, gave that 3 stars. Nothing real special about it. Next match, John Morrison versus Edge. Now before the match started, they both cut a promo on each other, and this is probably one of Morrison's best promos so far. He hasn't done many, but definitely one of his better ones so far. Yeah, that was pretty good. He bagged him about his accent, which I thought was kind of cool. And then they got into the match. Nothing real special about that. It's just constant back and forth action. Yeah. Edge won though. Edge won with the spear. It was a 3.5 star match. Reasonable. Next match was John Morrison versus CM Punk. This is when CM Punk had won the world title and was over as a heel. Just recently over as a heel. this was another match just to build the pay-per-view, just to build the next pay-per-view match a bit. It was the SmackDown um, before the Bash, I think. And again, it wasn't a bad match. Borderline good. It was 3 stars. Nothing real special in this match either. Yeah. Next match, John Morrison versus Jeff Hardy. Now, this was a world title match. I believe this was John Morrison's first ever world title match, and it was a good match. I gave it 4 stars. Nothing special, no spots that I can remember, but it was a good match. Very back and forth, good constant action. Next match, John Morrison versus Rey Mysterio. This is for me. This is John Morrison's favorite match, best match. I think this was awesome. When it was on SmackDown. I read the spoilers before. I knew this was going to be a good match. This is pay-per-view style match. I was thinking like 3.5 star, but it comes out. I've given it a 4 stars, 4.5 stars here. When I first watched it, I probably would have given it 4 3/4. John Morrison does this awesome, probably the best leg drop I have ever seen. As Rey Mysterio goes for the high flyer, and from the top rope, and John Morrison leg drops him, and he gets him good. He would have winded Mysterio really bad. Yes, so as I said, 4.5 stars. That got John Morrison the Intercontinental title right before Rey Mysterio went on 30-day suspension for marijuana or something. Yeah, so then like in between the matches they had like little sections. They had like little things on John Morrison's life, like how he makes surfboards and surfboarding, and he's a terrible surfboarder. But they did other stuff like the best of the dirt sheet. That was really cool. And in Australia at the moment, something that's become popular is parkour, which is something that John Morrison is the training that John Morrison does, and it's like where you can jump over like buildings and stuff and railways and without injuring yourself. And that's his training. It was actually kind of cool when you can kind of see if he becomes a main eventer, how they could have main event style matches with that included in it, and like a backstage brawl or something. That'd be cool. Yeah. They also did, as I said, best of the dirt sheet. That was really good. Yeah, and it just ends with Morrison saying, "Follow me on my road to main eventing," or whatever. Yeah, so overall, I gave the DVD a 3 out of 10. As I said, bit of a kid's DVD to boost his popularity. Nothing special. He had some good matches. Yeah, he had some really good matches. Nothing that was terrible. They were pretty good. And then there was extras. It was like a promo from John Morrison, Johnny Nitro going to John Morrison, CM Punk, and some shit like that. Extras I'm going to give 1/2 star. There you go. That's my review of John Morrison Rockstar. Yeah, I'll be videoing, responsing Gemini, and everyone subscribe to him. Comment, rate, subscribe, guys. See you later.